Welcome to the deep dive. You know that feeling, right? Things are going well, you're losing weight, feeling good, and then bam, nothing.
Yeah, the scale just stops moving. That dreaded weight loss plateau.
It's so common and honestly pretty frustrating. If you've been there, well, you're definitely not alone.
Absolutely. It feels like hitting a wall you didn't even see coming.
Mhm.
But today, we're going to dig into why this happens.
And more importantly, what you can actually do about it.
Exactly. We're looking at a really helpful article from Piedmont Healthcare. It's called 5 Tips for Breaking a Weight Loss Plateau.
And it features insights from Dr. Juaquito Jorge, who's a specialist in weight management and bariatric surgery. So, solid advice here.
Definitely. Our goal isn't just, listing the tips. We want to get into the why.
Right. Understand the mechanisms behind it so you can actually apply this stuff effectively.
Think of this as your roadmap for navigating that plateau, armed with some practical, evidence-based strategies.
And maybe the most important thing to hear right off the bat, something Dr. Jorge emphasizes, is that plateaus are completely normal. Expected, even.
Oh, that's crucial. It's not failure. It's just a phase,
Yeah,
a signal maybe to reassess.
exactly. An opportunity to fine-tune things. Okay, so let's jump into tip number 1 from Dr. Jorge. Reevaluating your calorie intake.
Sounds basic, maybe, but there's a key reason this becomes so important as you lose weight.
Okay, tell me more.
Well, think about it. As you lose weight, your body literally becomes smaller.
Right.
And a smaller body, well, it just needs fewer calories to function, to maintain itself. Your metabolism adjusts downward slightly.
Ah, okay. So the calorie level that worked for you at the start might actually be your maintenance level now.
Precisely. It's not that you're necessarily doing anything wrong, it's just that your body's energy needs have changed.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah.
So the practical step then is figure out what you're really eating now.
Exactly. Dr. Jorge suggests tracking your food intake honestly for a bit. It can be really eye-opening.
You might spot those little extras creeping in, or portion sizes getting a bit bigger.
Totally. Hidden calories, stuff you don't even think about.
The article mentions tools for this, like MyFitnessPal or Chronometer. Those apps can give you the numbers.
Yeah, those can be super useful for quantifying things. They make it pretty straightforward. But Dr. Jorge also knows tracking isn't for everyone.
Right. It can feel a bit tedious sometimes.
So he also suggests just keeping a simple food journal, writing down what you eat.
No intense calorie counting, just awareness.
Exactly. Just the act of writing it down often increases mindfulness about your choices. You notice patterns. When you eat because you're bored, maybe.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, that's tip 1. Tip 2 is about shaking up your exercise routine.
Another area where our bodies are kind of clever and sometimes annoying.
Huh. How so? We find something we like, stick to it. Bad idea.
Not bad, but your body adapts. Dr. Jorge explains that if you do the same workout over and over, your body gets really efficient at it.
Meaning it uses less energy, fewer calories to do the same work.
You got it. Your muscles learn the pattern, they become more efficient. Which is great for performance? Maybe, but not always for calorie burn over time.
So the advice is mix it up.
Yeah. Introduce some variety. The article puts it nicely. Movement equals life. Any movement is good.
But variety is key for breaking a plateau.
Right. It could be as simple as adding some brisk walking, especially if you sit a lot for work. Consistent movement.
Or maybe adding something different.
Definitely. The article really highlights strength training.
We hear that a lot. Building muscle helps metabolism.
Exactly. Muscle tissue burns more calories at rest than fat tissue does. So building even a little bit of muscle boosts your resting metabolic rate. Plus, strength is good.
For sure.
And beyond weights, try totally new things. Swimming, cycling, maybe yoga or dancing. Something that challenges different muscle groups.
Keep the body guessing, basically.
And crucially, keep it interesting for you. Find stuff you actually enjoy.
Because if you hate it, you won't stick with it. Sustainability is key.
Bingo. That enjoyment factor is huge for consistency.
Okay, good advice. Let's talk tip number 3. Watching those liquid calories.
Ah, the sneaky ones.
Right. It's so easy to forget about what you drink.
Totally. Dr. Jorge points out that calories from sugary sodas, juices, fancy coffees, alcohol, even some smoothies, they add up incredibly fast.
And you might be super careful with your food, but then undo it with drinks without realizing.
It happens all the time. They just don't register as food in the same way, maybe.
Yeah, possibly. So what are the better choices?
Well, the obvious ones. Water, unsweetened tea, black coffee. Things that hydrate without packing in sugar and calories.
What about alcohol? That can be a tricky one socially.
Yeah, the advice is generally moderation. Maybe save it for special occasions, keep the portions small. Dr. Jorge mentions this too.
And be mindful of mixers, right? Tonic water, juices.
Oh yeah, those could be sugar bombs. A gin and tonic might seem light, but the tonic water itself can have a surprising amount of sugar.
So maybe opt for soda water or just be aware.
Exactly. Awareness is key. Or maybe try some non-alcoholic alternatives sometimes. There are some pretty good options out there now.
Good point. Okay, tip 4 brings us back to food. Prioritizing protein and fiber.
Yes. Two real power players when it comes to feeling full and managing weight.
How do they specifically help with the plateau? Let's start with protein.
Okay, so protein is vital for preserving your lean muscle mass, especially when you're eating fewer calories.
Right, you want to lose fat, not muscle, because muscle helps metabolism, like we said.
Precisely. Protein helps protect that metabolically active tissue. Plus, protein itself is quite satiating. It helps you feel fuller for longer after eating.
Okay, and fiber, what's its role?
Fiber is fantastic. It slows down digestion, which helps stabilize your blood sugar levels.
Preventing those spikes and crashes that can lead to cravings.
Exactly. It also adds bulk to your meals, contributing to that feeling of fullness, reducing overall hunger.
So protein and fiber together are a great combo for satiety and stable energy.
Definitely. And the article suggests focusing on things like lean meats, fish, poultry, beans, lentils.
Lots of plant-based options there too.
Absolutely. And whole grains, fruits, vegetables, all packed with fiber and other nutrients. Basically, nutrient-dense whole foods.
Makes sense. Okay, last tip, number 5. This one's about lifestyle factors, managing stress and sleep.
Yeah, these are huge. And maybe the ones we sometimes neglect the most.
Probably true. How do they directly impact weight loss or a plateau?
It's largely hormonal. Chronic stress, the article explains, keeps your cortisol levels elevated.
The stress hormone.
Right, and high cortisol can ramp up cravings, especially for high-fat, high-sugar, comfort-type foods.
Ah, the stress-eating connection. I think we all recognize that one.
It's a physiological drive. Then there's sleep, or lack thereof.
How does poor sleep mess things up?
It messes with the hormones that control your appetite, ghrelin and leptin.
Okay.
When you're sleep-deprived, ghrelin, the I'm hungry hormone, tends to go up.
Oh, great.
And leptin, the I'm full hormone, tends to go down.
So you feel hungrier and find it harder to feel satisfied. That's rough.
It's a really tough combination when you're trying to manage your intake. A double whammy, like you said earlier.
So managing stress and prioritizing sleep isn't just nice to have, it's actually crucial for the biology of weight management.
Absolutely. The article suggests practical things. For stress, maybe trying meditation, deep breathing, or journaling. Even just a few minutes a day.
Finding something that works for you to decompress.
Yeah. And for sleep, aiming for that sweet spot of 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night. Consistency helps too.
Okay, these 5 tips cover a lot of ground. Diet, exercise, lifestyle. But what if someone feels like they're doing all this and still stuck?
That's a really important point. Dr. Jorge does address this. If you've genuinely given these strategies a good shot, consistently, and nothing's changing.
It might be time for extra support.
Yes. It might be worth consulting a registered dietitian or a doctor who specializes in weight management.
They could maybe identify something specific to your situation or offer a more personalized plan.
Exactly. They can do a deeper dive, look at medical history, medications, other factors, and provide tailored guidance. It's not admitting defeat, it's just getting expert help when needed.
Right. It's another tool in the toolbox.
And Dr. Jorge really circles back to encouragement throughout the article.
Reminding people that plateaus are just part of the journey.
Yes, exactly. Not a sign you've failed. They're moments to learn, evaluate, adjust. Patience and persistence are key.
And also looking beyond the scale. Right?
Oh, definitely. Celebrating those non-scale victories. Maybe you have more energy, sleeping better, your clothes fit differently, you feel stronger.
Those are all real progress. Huge progress, actually.
They really are. They show that positive changes are happening in your body, even if the scale takes a minute to catch up.
It's about consistency, small tweaks, and focusing on overall health, not just that one number.
That sums it up perfectly. Overcoming a plateau is about being mindful, making strategic adjustments across the board: calories, exercise, liquids, nutrients, stress, sleep.
Okay, so bringing it all together, it's about understanding your body's adaptation and being willing to adjust your approach thoughtfully.
Precisely. And it doesn't have to be a massive overhaul all at once.
Right. So maybe a final thought for everyone listening. Think about picking just one of these areas we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Like maybe tracking your drinks for 3 days, or really focusing on hitting that 7-hour sleep mark.
Exactly. What small, manageable change could you experiment with this week? You might be surprised what insights you gain about your own patterns and progress.
That's a great takeaway. Small steps, big impact potentially. And remember, that Piedmont Healthcare article has even more details if you want to dig deeper.